Hello, and welcome back, all you Melgar maniacs, to another episode of the Triple R. Recommendations, rants, reviews, in any order that you would like for that to go. Like I said, it's going to be a little bit more free-flowing shows than my what's new in and what you're watching that I was previously doing. But we'll start off with last night I just straight binged Booyah Top Boy. If you haven't heard of it, it's on Netflix now. It originally started back in 2011. First season was 2011. Second season was 2013. British, pretty much gangster type of show in the projects with a couple of heavy hitters. Ashley Walters is leading the lineup, and then you got Kanu, and they're playing Sully and Duchesne. And man, it's just action-packed as well as just suspenseful. Like I said, it started back in 2011, second season 2013, and then it kind of got cut, and they weren't going to continue making the show. Drake, the artist, singer, rapper, as well as actor, came through and was like, you know what, I like this show so much that he offered to pay for production for season 3 of the show that was cut in 2012. So in 2019, the show returned. Netflix picked it up, and they called it Top Boy Season 1. And then so by doing that, Top Boy, the first 2 seasons were retroactively called Top Boy Summer House. So if you get confused with that, if you just go to Netflix and you're looking at the title, below it kind of gives you like the group of shows that surround it, if there's prequels or sequels of any show or movie. Below it, you'll see either say Top Boy Summer House or just say Summer House. Those are actually the first 2 seasons, and it is canon and does continue. Some of the characters just kind of drift off, which is odd. You kind of wonder where they went, but then again, it is kind of the projects, the blocks there, so people, in and out, you don't really have to know their whole history of what's going on. But the characters that do remain and the cameos that they bring out through the following seasons are just really impactful. And I love this show head to toe. I think it's just great writing. Acting is great. They're both of those characters, as well as the actors, are heavily involved. Duchesne and Scully, as well as Ashley Walters and Kanu, they're heavily involved, and there's a passion project for them. So you can just see how much art and work they put into it. So watching the final season in the series last night, it was somber but exciting to kind of see it go. But you want more. But who knows? Some shows go too far and try to do too much, and they end up with not the ending people want. This ending was satisfactory. I don't think it was like the most amazing, but you have to step back and see, beginning to end. I'm not going to give any spoilers away. It's just kind of where it started and where it finishes up. I think it ties it in a nice little bow. So yeah, go out there and watch that. It's on Netflix right now. You can watch all the seasons. There's 5 in total. Yeah, great show. I'm still hyped on it. I'm just still riding on it high. I mean, it's just the cinematography, just the way it's shot and everything. The music is obviously great. I love British grime, and so it ticks a lot of boxes for me personally. But if you're looking for something new, it kind of goes along the lines of The Wire. Obviously not as amazing and long and drawn out, but a different type of view in a different environment. So if you like The Wire, you'll probably like this. So okay, I've spent enough time on that. Let's move forward. Top Boy, let's go. I gave that a 10 out of 10. Next on the list for me, I have to say, I really enjoyed just watching that show, One Piece, on Netflix. And I gotta say, I watched a few of the animation series. There's like 15 seasons from the 90s. I think it's like 1999 is when that series dropped. And for me, I have to say, it was just a fun watch. The character development and everything for a show that I didn't have massive knowledge on, I just thought just played really well on all fronts. I think the acting is super fun and campy. You also have to understand what you're going into. It is a a live action adaptation of an animated series. But for me, like I said, the characters were developed really well. You could tell there's just so much backstory for all of them that they had to expedite some of it, but they did it in such a way that you don't feel like you're missing out on major touch points with any of them. Again, being a animation show with primarily Asian characters in it, they do some really cool casting here that doesn't take away from that feeling, and kind of adds to that by giving it kind of like, since they are pirates, modern. It's this weird crossover of kind of, you see some modern day clothing and items and stuff, as well as ancient samurai type stuff, and then pirates, of course. For me, I gave this like an 8.5, because it was something that I was like, this show is getting pretty hyped. It's getting pretty hyped. They're doing these massive promotions, and I could see why, because Netflix is not just hitting bangers right now, and the price just keeps going up. I mean, I think we've talked about this numerous times. Here we go with the rants section, and it's just they're doing what they can to try and hold on to viewership, and this show does a lot. I don't think like it's going to save it, but they've got some other stuff coming out, so hopefully Netflix steps up to the plate, because I got to say, for me, the front runner right now that's coming out with new fun content and stuff that's like covering genres that I enjoy and across the board is Apple TV, but we'll get to that. So yeah, again, back to One Piece. Go and check that out. First season is out on Netflix, and I thought it was really cool. It's kind of like that other show that's out, something in Bone, Smoke and Bone, or something like that, and it is definitely. Just go into a different realm, enjoy, release. As you can see, I'm just into all that stuff where you can take a moment away from your real life activities and kind of get lost in a fantastical fantasy of a world. Again, the humor is well placed. Action scenes are great. The fight scenes are really cool. They do just enough to where with the CGI and stuff like that, and the camera tricks to make it seem realistic enough that you're not getting taken away from it like this is just absolutely ridiculous. But yes, go and check that out. Netflix, One Piece. I'll have pictures and things like that up here. But yeah, it's out right now. It's out. Go check it out. And if Netflix, like I said, is still holding on, I know that they have Stranger Things season 5, the final 5th season. So, I mean, I think that they're putting all of their weight onto that one ship to hopefully carry them into the next quarter, because, I mean, I don't really see a lot coming out. When I put on Netflix, I realized that I hadn't even checked in on Netflix on new shows in weeks. And it's due because they're trying to do a lot of foreign content and a lot of genres that, I'm not really hyped on, but maybe some other people are. But I just feel like that they are definitely focusing more on the foreign markets, and if that works for them, that works for them. But as for me, I just want them to keep bringing the fun fantasy stuff with big price productions on it to the small screen, but making it feel like it's a bigger film. Anyway, another one that I have just been watching, and I actually just caught up on the latest episode, is my favorite sci-fi show out there right now, and that is Foundation, and it's on Apple TV. And as I was saying, can't say enough about Apple TV right now, because they are just throwing out really, really good content. There's another show called Invasion. It's a little bit slower. It's kind of like First Contact or Arrival type deal, but also fun, and I think that it'll pick back up. I feel like the show's been done quite a few times, but it's a new iteration of it, and for me, it holds my attention, so I kind of enjoy it. But back to Foundation. Hopefully I don't have to jump and put pictures here and stuff here, and you know what I'm talking about. Invasion is a separate show than Foundation. Foundation, though, really great, epic. If you like Dune, the way that the new Dune was shot, this one kind of goes along that as well as like Star Trek, Star Wars, but without the long dramatic opera of it. It still has like good space opera to it, but it's bigger and feels just like more full of emotion and full of exciting moments, and just really just in your face, and not just kind of like that feel good or that algorithm that takes you on this ride and then eventually they get to this feel good spot. It's very much like what if type scenarios in a very advanced, far off future, but super cool. It's got some really cool moments that catch you off guard, and you're just like, didn't see that coming, and that's rarity now in Hollywood, because I just feel like a lot of the ideas are spent, unfortunately, and it's hard to find some original content. And I'm not saying this is the most original thing ever, but for me, it is fun. And so yeah, go check out Foundation on Apple TV, and I believe it's 2 seasons. This is the second season. Found. Let me just. I should know this. Okay. Yeah, I think this is just the second season. Blizzy. Yeah, season 2. So yeah, go check it out. 2 seasons, so you can catch up on the first, and they're pretty long episodes. Each are like 40-something minutes, so you don't feel like you're not getting your money's worth, because the prices on streaming is ridiculous. I just saw, again, if you don't know, I just saw that if you have that Hulu bundle, which is Hulu, ESPN Plus, and Disney Plus, is going up to like $24.99. So in October 12th. So if you don't know about your sneaky subscriptions, like that infomercial comes out, go check it out before you get hit with that new $25 a month for the trio. Anyway, I'm not getting paid by them, so I'm not going to talk more about that. But Foundation, epic, really cool scenes, massive scenes. The CGI is perfect, I think. It's got some really great actors in it. Jared Harris, Lou LeBeau, Leah Harvey, just a plethora of really fun actors. Jared Harris obviously just always commands the screen or stage, whichever he's doing. And Lee Pace, you recognize him as from the Marvel movies. I won't give away who he was, but if you do it side by side, you'd be like, why do I recognize this guy? Anyway, enough said about that. Go check it out on Apple today. I know that there's a lot of people that don't just like the sci-fi stuff and the fantasy stuff that I put out there. And so there's a show when people are asking, like, what's your newest, like, show that makes you think or is drama and out there right now? And for me, I know a lot of people liked Billions and Succession, and I think those are both really great shows. Imagine if those 2 shows had a baby, and that's Industry. It's British centered on BBC, but more of a British style of those 2 if they had a baby, because it's about stocks, trading, behind the scenes, all that stuff, but it's a little more grittier. It's a little more sexier. Got to say that. So it's not for the kids. Don't have your kids out when you're like, oh, I heard Sean recommend this new show, and then bam, first couple of scenes. There's not so much for work content and not so much for kids content, but it's a lot of fun. Go and check that out. I know that there is 3 seasons of that out. I'm waiting for, or is it only 2 seasons, and the 3rd season's coming out? Just let me make sure on this one. Yeah. So there's 2 seasons out on HBO Max Plus, whatever it is you got. And then the 3rd season is coming out soon this year. So I'm really excited for that. And I'll probably give an update to see, because there's been a long period between the end of season 2, which was, it was a year ago. A year ago is when last August. So no, it must just feel like that to me, because I just thoroughly enjoyed it. And it's another thing you can binge, get in there, get you thinking, get you looking into your Acorns account and all that stuff like that. But yeah, don't go gambling, and if you do, gamble responsibly. But yeah, go check that show out. That's a fun recommendation. I know a lot of people don't know about it yet. But HBO Max is also doing some fun stuff. I know I talked about some stuff they're doing out there as well. One of my other favorite shows on there is Warrior. If you haven't seen that, I think I talked about it last year on a show. Maybe look that up. It's a lot of fun. Based on some of the writings of Bruce Lee back in the time of, railroads and just the struggle that immigrants had coming into this country and trying to find their way and their territories. Amazing fight scenes, definitely just up there. I also give that show a 10 out of 10. Look, it was something I wasn't going to speak on, but now I'm caught up because it's just part of the Rants section. So Warrior also on HBO. Go and check that out. I think that's on like season 3. Season 3 just ended. Definitely worth the watch. And there was a long break between that because it was originally on Cinemax, and then HBO just took over. So they're going to continue that story, and it's a fun story to watch. The Warrior. And let me see. The last one probably... Oh, no. There was another show on Apple. That one that caught me off surprise. So here's another suggestion for you guys. It's called Physical. Bruh. And it is indeed Rose Byrne. She's just been quickly becoming one of my favorites out there right now. She just did that show with Seth Rogen, Platonic, and that's for another one. But it's a funny show, first season. But this one is on like season 3 right now. I'm only in season 2. But it just takes you back to that era of aerobics and then just the scandals behind it and how people kind of got rich off of it and what it took to become an icon or a mogul in those industries, and just everything, the lifestyle that was going on during that time period of the 80s, late 70s, early 80s, mostly 80s. And she just embodies this character. Rose Byrne just embodies this character so well. And there's just like really cool storylines that branch off and subplots, and just watching her really do some method acting here is just amazing. And she's just like fun and cute to watch. So if you haven't started watching this show, I suggest, again, Apple TV is doing it. So they're kind of worth their $6.99 a month and at the moment. And they just have really fun stuff coming out. So go over to Apple TV, check out Physical with Rose Byrne. And it's something that I just watch a couple of episodes when I come to the end of the day, because it's just got that kind of darker humor as well. So right before I go to sleep, it's something I can watch 1 or 2 episodes and feel satisfied with, like watching, really genuinely good content, just solid content. So those are my suggestions for the day. And then one that I'm excited to see, I just saw a trailer for, is Gen V. And Gen V is in the universe of The Boys, which is on Prime. And this is just about a school. We've seen this before, X-Men, when they show the kids in Xavier's school for the gifted. This is their version, and Gen V is the school with these kids that are trying to find their how to manage their superpowers, and if they're good, bad, the ugly, all of the above. But it looks good. The whole universe of The Boys universe has played out pretty well. It's just a different take. It's gorier, quicker, faster, bigger in the sense of what, the world building and stuff of Marvel that had this original content. I mean, yes, there are comics for The Boys and stuff like that, but this just seems a little bit newer. And as I was saying before, Hollywood is struggling to come out with new ideas. And granted, again, this isn't like the newest idea, but the way it's being shot and the way it's being perceived or just put out there is fun and new for me personally. And hope it will be for you. I just saw the trailer. I just thought that it has good content, and it reminds me of like Logan, as well as the X-Men First Class type stuff. So I watched that trailer a couple of times, and I was impressed. And again, dark humor. So we'll get ready for another wild ride of where you're kind of like peering through your fingers, like, I don't want to see it, but I can't stop watching. I felt like I just did all that in one breath. But yeah, those are some fun reviews, rants, and recommendations for everyone. Hope you enjoyed and can't wait to talk to you again next week. So stay tuned for that. And don't forget to smash a like, share, and subscribe, because just those little thumbs up ones that you hit definitely help me. I'm trying to get there to get the monetization part to where this is actually going to contribute to buying all this random stuff in the background. No, not really, just actual life stuff. But that's what, does it. So many people say in the background, like, hey, I'm here for you if you ever needed my help. And I feel like I've got a wide range of friends out there. So if you're listening, just take a second. Even if you don't like my content that much, it'll help me be more successful and grow. Then I can get like an editor, I can have cool stuff in the background, or I have my green screen, and I will use that again when I'm doing specific shows about specific things that I just really get hyped on, as you saw, like the Peaky Blinders one, Star Wars, and all this and stuff like that. Also, tail that off, Ahsoka episode 4, amazing. Go check it out. Anyway, much love, everyone. Take care of yourself. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Melgar Media out. Peace.